Welcome, beautiful souls, to the Wisdom Within podcast, where we explore the art of living in alignment with our highest self. I'm Lara Jaye, and today we are diving into one of the most powerful yet misunderstood aspects of personal growth, shadow and trauma work. And this episode of the podcast goes along with chapter 9 of my most recent best-selling book, The Wisdom Within: Cracking the Secrets of Meaning, Purpose, and Security. You can find the links below for Amazon. This is very deep, often messy work that transforms pain into power, fear into freedom, and helps each of us live in true alignment with who we're really meant to be. So if you've ever felt stuck in repeating patterns triggered by certain people or situations, or simply curious about what's holding you back, this episode is for you. Shadow work is actually my specialty, as I've unfortunately had a lot of practice with it myself, on myself, as well as clients. And before we dive into the how, let's talk about the what. Shadow work is the process of uncovering, understanding, and integrating the parts of ourselves maybe that we've repressed, denied, or even hidden, usually because society, family, or our own experiences taught us they were bad or unacceptable. Both shadow and trauma work are about bringing the unconscious into consciousness. Why? Because what we suppress, it doesn't disappear. It actually controls us from the background, influencing our thoughts, our emotions, and behaviors in ways that we do not even realize. So how do you know if this work is calling you? There's a few signs. You're not going to get something in the mail that says, hey, today it's time to do shadow work. Unfortunately, how it comes about is you might have reoccurring triggers or emotional reactions that actually feel bigger than this situation probably warrants. You may also be experiencing some self-sabotage, procrastination, or struggle with limiting beliefs. Certain relationships might even feel like déjà vu, repeating the same unhealthy dynamics. You could feel disconnected from your true self, like you're wearing a mask or living someone else's life. Deep down, you could fear being seen, rejected, or unworthy of love and success. Now, these patterns aren't random. They are invitations. They are your soul's whisper, its way of guiding you toward healing and wholeness. Now, shadow work does not have to be overwhelming or scary. There are 3 foundational steps to start. One is awareness and observation. So just begin. Begin by noticing your triggers. Instead of reacting, ask, what part of me is being activated? What belief or wound is beneath this emotion? Journaling is a great tool for this. I also ask myself a lot of times, where do I feel it in my body? And number 2, compassionate inquiry. Approach your shadow with curiosity rather than judgment. So instead of shaming yourself for jealousy, anger, or insecurity, what does this part of me need? What is it trying to protect me from? Healing begins with acceptance, not resistance. And lastly, integration and reframing. Once you've identified a shadow aspect, give it space. Imagine speaking to it as a loving guide. You can even use affirmations like, it's safe for me to feel this. I honor my past, and I choose to create a new story. Shadow work often uncovers trauma, and especially hidden trauma. So it's essential to approach this work with lots of love and gentleness. And some foundational trauma healing tools also include somatic practices, because trauma often is stored in the body. So practices such as breath work, even shaking, jumping, yoga, grounding techniques, they can help release stuck emotions. There's also inner child work, visualizing and reparenting your younger self with the love and support they really need, but possibly didn't receive. One that I do often for myself and clients, energetic clearing. Modalities like Reiki, light language, quantum healing can help shift the energetic imprints of trauma in seconds. Therapeutic support. If deep trauma surfaces, working with a trauma-informed therapist or healer can be incredibly supportive. I've personally seen how powerful this work can be. When I started my own shadow journey, I really did not know what I was doing. I just intuitively was led to, hey, something's going on. I was getting triggered, and then started looking at that. I realized how much I'd been suppressing my own voice out of fear. Through a lot of self-inquiry, energy healing, embracing my own hidden aspects, I found a level of inner peace and confidence I never ever thought possible. And I know the same is available for you. And in chapter 9 of my book, The Wisdom Within, I give numerous example after example of how I worked through with my own shadow and inner psyche. Shadow and trauma work, they're not about fixing yourself. They're about coming home to who you've always been. The journey isn't easy, but it is deeply rewarding. It is sweet on the other side. And if today's episode resonated with you, I invite you to take one small step. Start a shadow journal. Try a somatic practice, or simply sit with yourself in loving awareness. And if you're looking for deeper guidance, as always, I offer sessions. Feel free to connect anytime. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And until next time, keep shining your light even in the shadows. Have a fantastic week ahead, and may you always seek your wisdom within.